Thank you so much, Harvey, for answering these questions for me on camera. So first one is, why did you join the Fierce Emporium?
So we've discussed this a lot in the past, but I had a very, very long career in the military defence, 26 years. Before that, I was in the army. But about 18 months ago, I left and joined a big corporate firm, and that was a mistake. It was in the middle of the pandemic, and I didn't like it, so I left. So I had some time on my hands to kind of work out what next, and a friend recommended the Emporium. I say it didn't take long to realise the big move to the corporate firm was a mistake, and I needed to know what was next.
Okay, brilliant. And I imagine with a name like the Fierce Emporium, you might have had some hesitations. What were they?
I don't think it's a name that put me off, but
Okay.
the big question I had was, did I really need it? Because although I made this conscious decision to move from what I knew for so long, it was really a case of there was an opening to go back to where I'd been, but that just didn't feel right. So although the answer to the question is I didn't think I really needed it, but I had some time to decide, and I wanted to make the right decision. So rather than just fall back into what I know, I thought, let's just have a test of something I don't know and see what comes out of it.
Love it, brilliant. And thinking back over your time in the Fierce Emporium, what were some of your personal highlights from either your time in the Emporium or the work that you did in the Emporium?
So I think the time in the Emporium, personal highlights, was the course layout. It was completely unexpected. I didn't see it as a course. It's more of an experience. Because when I have done courses before, it's like you start here, you do that, then you go there. Initially, I felt it a little bit frustrating that you weren't guiding me exactly where to go, but it's just great just to go in and get in with it and get on with the experience. And that's what it felt like. It wasn't a course so much. But I think the personal highlights for me really is about me. I really dug deep and reconnected with my values, which I hadn't thought about for a long time. Really reconnected with my motivation and discovered what I love about work. So it's been really selfish. I've immersed myself in this experience and learned a lot about me, and that's the highlight that I could take away from the course.
Fantastic. And so few people do that. Over 6 weeks, it's really hard to spend that much time on yourself, but this course forces you to do it, doesn't it? And I'm really interested now, because you've had a little break, maybe a month or so since you completed. What are some of your biggest takeaways about your future or about work in the future or anything like that?
Sure. I think the biggest takeaway for me was it's the 10-year dream / vision, which I have behind me.
Yay!
This is call it scrapbook, call it a vision, call it the vision board, whatever. It's my pictorial kind of representation of where I see myself in 10 years. And I've never been one to dream. I've never dreamt about where I want to be, where I want to go. But now I have this vision of where I want to go in 10 years. But more importantly, how I'm going to get there, the little steps which are going to get me there. And importantly for me, it's the first time in my life I've been really excited about the future, because I know what the future is. But again, stepping back from that, I'm really excited about actually getting there and living in the moment to enable my vision, if you like. Again, it's all about me, but I'm genuinely excited about my future.
Whoa, I love that. I love that. I'm not going to ask you the next question because you've already answered it. But the thing that I love most is that there is a future that you've decided upon and you're excited about getting there, like the journey to get there. Hate that word journey, but okay.
I think that the next question was, what's the future look or feeling different? Yeah, because that's moving on from that. This is where, it is. This is where I don't want to get too passionate, because you know me, Lucia. I'm not that guy. But I've written down here, they've got those first date butterflies. I'm really, really excited and having kind of backflip moments about what I'm going to be doing in the future. Sorry, I'm just referring to my notes. I've just said about being really, really excited about the steps to get there. And it's just, never been this excited about what's coming.
But
the thing is, I don't know exactly what it is yet. I've got a pretty good idea behind me, and that's the vision.
Mm-hmm.
And I still, it's not a question making that happen, it's making it happen.
Lovely, lovely. I've never heard anybody describe it as feeling like they've got one of those first date moments. I love that.
That is with my wife, by the way, not just any date. Just in case she's listening.
Brilliant. And who else do you think could benefit from joining the Fierce Emporium? I don't mean names or anything, but just what sort of people?
So again, I think I'm not firing a question back at you, but how, because this would benefit loads of people, anybody, but without particularly people I know. I think just in general, if you were to ask the question, do you really love what you do for a living?
Yeah.
If anybody has any hesitation over answering that question, then this experience is for you. I think someone told me the other day, finding a job you love, and find a job you love and you never work again. Or you never do a day's work if you love what you do. Mm-hmm. Slightly untrue. We all have Monday mornings, work's work. Yeah. But I think if you hesitate in answering the question, do you really love your job? Then this will kind of hone your thoughts in in answering that question. And I've written again, you bathe in the Emporium and try all the different bath salts. It might stay in a bit too long and get all wrinkly, but you come out smelling of roses and be truly relaxed, knowing that you're on the right path. I'm on the right path.
You're on the right path.
I'm smelling roses.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving your language, Harvey. I didn't see this poetic side of you at all. And the very final question is, and it's a bit of a silly one, if you could use 3 words to describe the Fierce Emporium, what would they be?
Right. I don't think it's a silly one. It's a good way to kind of hone your thoughts about what you've achieved. And I think my 3 words are, I'll give you the words first and I'll explain why in a sec, but fascination, enlightenment, and then I don't think there's a word for this, but excitement / contentment.
Ooh.
So going back, fascination is about me. I'm now really fascinated about me and what I've done and what I can do. Enlightenment I am now enlightened. Like the enlightenment, but now I can be improved through rational change. And then the word there isn't a word for it, excitement / contentment. Yeah, I've said before how excited I am about the future, but equally content because my dreams are balanced, reasonable, and achievable.
Whoop whoop. Thank you